And good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first race of the chase here in Season 8 of the NNSCRA Snickers Cup Series. With the new chase format here, we have 16 drivers that are in the hunt for the championship this season. 3 of them are former Snickers Cup Series champions. 3 of them are rookies. And a number of them are actually making the chase for the first time ever, including Levi McIntyre and Dylan Young. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen here tonight. Who's going to take the first step in the 10-race battle to become Snickers Cup Series champion? Also remember, if you win here tonight at Daytona, you immediately advance into the next round, where 4 drivers at the end of 3 races are going to be eliminated from championship competition altogether. You win tonight, though, you don't have to worry. You will be in the next round. Will we see someone take advantage of that here tonight? We have a chaser on the pole, too. Sean Henley will start on the pole position for tonight's Coke Zero 400, powered by Coca-Cola. Henley comes into this race with 1 victory at Infineon. That's what got him into this chase, and he comes in tied right now in a, I believe it's like a 13-way tie for 4th place. 6 points behind the points leader, Trent Dunham. We'll get into that in just a moment. He'll start alongside of Tweenix Racing teammate Danny Wells. So Tweenix Racing sweeps the front row. Danny Wells actually started on the pole for the Mobile Cup Series race yesterday, too. So apparently they've put really fast setups into his rides this weekend. Zach Buchanan for RGE BMW Motorsports. He is in 3rd for the start of this race. And then another chaser lines up in 4th. That is Nathan Hudson, one of those 3 rookies that is battling in his very first Snickers Cup Series chase. We'll get these cars rolling off, though, real quickly here, and once we get them rolling off, we'll show you your starting lineup, the drivers that are highlighted. Hold on one second. I had a pop-up just in front of the play button, and I had to close it out. But anyway, as the starting grid will be on the top of your screen, the drivers that are highlighted in yellow are your chasers. It may be hard to tell the yellow from the gold. I hope not. I haven't actually, at this point, put the starting grid together, but I'm hoping it's not going to be too hard to tell. And if you're not able to tell who the chasers are on track, just look very carefully. If you see a yellow splitter and a yellow banner up above the windshield, as well as a yellow number on the top of the car, that is a chaser in this season's championship hunt. Coming to this race, Trent Dunham is the points leader by 3 points over Sean Galligan and Levi McIntyre. Dunham had 3 wins, thus 9 bonus points. Galligan and Levi McIntyre 6 bonus points apiece. And then the rest of the chasers with 1 win apiece: Dylan Young, Sean Henley, John Cittadino, Jessica Shelton, Cole Daly, Makoto Iguchi, Dylan Poteet, Joshua Michaels, Nathan Hudson, Jacob Lawler, Joshua Collard, Michael Norman, and James Qualls. As I said, 3 of them are former champions. Sean Henley, the pole sitter, is one of them. He won the Snickers Cup Series Championship back in Season 4. John Cittadino won the championship back in Season 5. And Jacob Lawler won the championship back in Season 7. He is the defending Snickers Cup Series champion. We also have some former champions from other series in this field as well. Trent Dunham, a former Mobile and Truck Series champion. Sean Galligan, a former Mobile and Cup Series champion. And Dylan Poteet, the defending Truck Series champion. Green flag is out, though, here tonight at Daytona. Here we go. Let's see who's going to get their chase started off on a high note, and who's going to be struggling to not be eliminated by time we get around to Homestead Miami Speedway. Already 3 wide for the 2nd position. Actually make that for 3rd, as Danny Wells is able to get ahead of that. He'll get 2nd place. It's Hudson, Buchanan, and Silver Fox 3 wide for 3rd. And that was a great advantage for Sean Henley, the fact that his teammate Danny Wells was able to keep the 2nd position. Now it's a bit of a Tweenix barrier between himself and the rest of the chase contenders that are going to try and work their way quickly up through this field. Sean Galligan's coming up the inside line, so too is Michael Norman, as Henley is going to lead the first lap of the evening. And I talked about those 3 rookies, Qualls, Hudson, and Iguchi, that are in this chase. Keep in mind, Makoto Iguchi is in this chase because she won the Daytona 500. We are back at the stomping ground that Makoto Iguchi was able to claim in becoming the first female to take a Daytona 500 victory in NNSCRA history. Would she be able to go for the Daytona sweep? It's a huge advantage for that rookie coming into this race, a track that she has won at already this season. Henley, though, is going to have a little bit of company. Someone was on the apron there that looked like a chaser, too. Oh, there's smoke in turn one. Caution may be out. I think the caution is out. Caution is waving. And I think that car that was on the apron was Joshua Michaels, but he's been able to get back up into the racing line. Caution flag is out, so the challenge Henley might have gotten from Nathan Hudson is thwarted, at least for now, via the yellow flag. Oh, and it must not have been Michaels I saw on the apron because he is damaged and involved in this. One of the chasers, our winner from Infineon, Anthony McCurry, Charles Sanford, Dougie Shears I saw was in it. Wait, that wasn't Dougie Shears, what? That was Ashley LaPlante. My apologies, I was seeing the wrong car. Bob Jones has damage on the left side of his 27. Remember Bob Jones, the last win he had, it wasn't a points win, but the last win he had was the Sprint Unlimited here at Daytona. Brandon Gonzalez has got damage as well, so two of the Gonzalez Motorsports Mitsubishis were involved. But as far as chasers, it appears the only one that was involved in this wreck was Joshua Michaels. So that's going to put Joshua Michaels in a rather precarious position to start off this chase. He'll be having to use both Chicagoland and Homestead to rebound back and get himself higher than 13th in the championship chase standings. His pit stops are going on here early. The Moblin Cup Series drivers were able to make it the entire 30-lap event on one tank of fuel. And that was with one caution at the end as well. It's 35 laps here tonight for the Snickers Cup Series drivers, so apparently that extra 5 laps is important. And you see it's a gas and go for Henley, gas and go for Danny Wells, so maybe now they're able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. Pitting here on lap 4. Depending on what the fuel window is, they could be a lap short or they could be right on the mark. Anyway, though, we saw smoke in turn 1, skid marks in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Let's find out what happened to the first chaser to encounter trouble here tonight at Daytona, Joshua Michaels. Now, this was a lot of movement and darting about. The car that got into the wall up there, I think, was Dylan Poteet, and McCurry got into him. They turned down into Sanford. Sanford then turns up into Kyle Corbett. Corbett then turns down into Bob Jones. Sanford actually goes off the nose of Dylan Young. And I think it's Bob Jones that's going to be the roadblock here. Everybody had all basically been able to keep their cars straight. Oh no, then Poteet gets clipped by Bob Jones again, comes down into Corbett one more time. There's Gonzalez getting involved. Gonzalez going to come down. He gets Noah Hart. And is it going to be... Oh... Sanford came back up, and I think he went around off the nose of the 33 of Megan Atkins, right up straight into McCurry and Ashley LaPlante, and then Joshua Michaels, nowhere to go, runs head-on into the Ashley LaPlante machine. Man, he had done a great job getting through that first wreck, and then it just kind of followed up. So basically a lot of beating and banging and turning and saving, and as a result, a lot of damaged cars at the end when it all seemed to come to a head right in the middle of turns 1 and 2. And there is the first chaser to have problems here tonight, Joshua Michaels. I don't think he's going to be able to continue either. That's quite a bit of damage on that BMW M3. So a tough break there for Josh. He'll be the first chaser to encounter problems. The only thing he can hope now is that maybe 3, 4, 5 other chasers encounter trouble, so that way it doesn't leave him completely out of the loop of being able to battle for a transfer spot once we get around to the next eliminator part of this series, of this chase. So that's what brought out the caution flag, though. Apparently a chaser starts it in Dylan Poteet, and a chaser is involved and possibly eliminated from tonight's race in Joshua Michaels. Let's head back now for the restart, as yet another chaser is leading this race. Lights are out atop the pace car. We will go back to green flag racing on lap 7 of 35. Working our first caution flag, which has claimed a number of drivers that have gone behind the wall now. including Joshua Michaels, Anthony McCurry, Charles Sanford, and Ashley LaPlante. But one of the bigger stories is that also chasers Nathan Hudson and Cole Daly are now a lap down to the leaders. Those two came in battling for the championship, and apparently not only is the track treacherous, but pit road is just as dangerous. And that is why both Cole Daly and Nathan Hudson are a lap down. Take a look on the bottom right of your screen at our NNSCRA split cam. You will see just exactly how the two of them got their damage on pit road, and it has caused both of them to be a lap down to the leaders here in the early stages of tonight's race. So 3 chasers within the first 6 laps encountering problems here at Daytona. Man, Daytona is picking its victims very carefully. Right now, though, Sean Henley is the leader, Danny Wells second, Silver Fox third, 4th place is Jake Rogers with his teammate Harrison Langford in 5th. Then it's Dougie Shears, Michael Norman, Sean Galligan, Makoto Iguchi, and a hoodless Zach Buchanan is in 10th place. So here we go, getting ready to put him back under the green flag. Green flag back out. Danny Wells immediately jumps down to the inside. So apparently he was willing to help Henley in the first few laps, but now he wants to get the win. Oh, Canepa just got turned back there after some contact. I think that was between Makoto Iguchi and Joshua Collard, and that's not going to bring out a yellow. Cole Daly on pit road still. Hudson, Daly now leaving pit road. There is Canepa, able to continue on, but he was 12th just a moment ago, and now he is way back there. And there was no caution flag for his spin, but it's also split the field up quite a bit. Now it's about a 9-car breakaway at the front, and I do have to apologize too. I said Makoto Iguchi started in the top 10. I got it wrong. I was seeing a gold car, thought it was Makoto. It was actually Jessica Shelton, who you see there now on the inside line, going up against her teammate and fellow chaser Michael Norman for the 3rd position. Jake Rogers out in front right now, Dougie Shears in 2nd, then your chasers in Jessica Shelton, Sean Galligan, and Michael Norman. Harrison Langford now up here in the mix as well. Now here comes Shelton down to the bottom on Dougie Shears. Not really seeing a whole lot of teammates working together right now. Danny Wells immediately dumped Sean Henley on the restart, and Jessica Shelton bypassing both Michael Norman and Dougie Shears, teammates out of M&M, not willing to work with them. We may see teammates work here now, though, as Harrison Langford wants to get up there and work with his teammate Jake Rogers. 2 Fords out of Rogers V8 Performance Motorsports. Langford's been having a great season. The one thing that plagued him, though, was that he didn't have a victory. He was up there battling with other drivers who didn't have a win this season, but had great consistent seasons in James McLeod and Charles Sanford, Danny Wells as well, Ashley LaPlante, Ralph Mason. I mean, there's a lot of names that, quite honestly, if we had had our old point system, they would have been battling for the championship. But with this new format, the fact they did not get to victory lane, that just killed them so badly, and it eliminated them from competing for this season's championship. Right now, though, we may have a battle 3 wide for the lead here. Michael Norman taking a little look-see, and he's going to get there. And now we see teammates working together. Dougie Shears is going to help his Michael Norman Motorsports teammate Michael Norman get to the point. Couple of straggler chasers back there. We saw Collard get into Canepa, even though the caution didn't come out. He's now up here in the 13th position, and the defending champion, Jacob Lawler, is here as well. He is currently, I believe, scored in 15th. Well, he's actually scored 12th. But I think, well, no, I guess he's 14th place. I think that's where Lawler would be scored right now. There's Henley. He's found a Twinks Racing teammate. Wait, are we under caution? I think we are. No, we are not. Okay, I thought we were, the way they just all kind of split up there. But no, we aren't under caution. What just happened to cause this whole big thing to... this big gap between the top 3? Galligan has gone to the point, Norman to 2nd, Danny Wells to 3rd, and then look at how far back it is to Silver Fox and McLeod in 4th and 5th. The Silver Fox and the Blue Fox. Then it's Balkowitz, then Collard. Something happened to somebody, and I'm almost wondering if it might have been either Langford or Shears. They just flat out all broke apart. It was like a grenade. It just shot to pieces. Whatever the case, though, it has really spread this field up big time now, and I don't know who it started with, but whoever it was, there must have been a checkup or something. I don't know. There's Dylan Young in his first ever, I can't believe I'm saying this, his first ever Snickers Cup Series Chase for the championship. His win at Champs-Élysées was his ticket into this chase, and he wants to make good on it. Dylan Young right now, 16th place. And Dylan Young very excited for being in this chase because he knows they're going to a lot of tracks in this chase that he is very, very good at. Chicagoland is one of them. Indianapolis. He ended up winning both Indianapolis and FTF last season when the chase was going on, even though he wasn't a part of that chase. So, you know, talk about a guy that turns it up near the end of the season. That would be Dylan Young. And having the same schedule that we had last season, Dylan Young got to be very pleased knowing that he has 2 wins at 2 tracks that we're going to be going to. Back up here to the front, see if anything's developed. Only thing that's really developed is Danny Wells moving into 2nd place, as they're now going to go by the already lap machine, the chaser Nathan Hudson, who got into that skirmish with Cole Daly on the pit lane. And Michael Norman not going to have quite as much luck getting around Nathan Hudson, it doesn't look like. As Danny Wells moves to the bottom, he's going to go for the lead. You know, you remember the fact that if you win this race, if you're a chaser, you automatically transfer into the next round, regardless of what happens in the next few weeks at Chicagoland and Homestead. But if you're Danny Wells, you don't care about that. You just want to win. Danny Wells went to victory lane last week in the Moblin Cup Series event at Arizona. He'd love to be able to win here in Snickers Cup. Right now, he is one of 2 Tweenix drivers that has not yet gone to victory lane this season. Dylan Poteet and Sean Henley already have. Danny Wells and James McLeod both still looking for victory lane this season. McLeod's actually right there on that inside line, 4th in that inside line right now. So, Tweenix looking good right at the current moment. Let's find a couple more of the chases that we haven't talked about. How about John Cittadino in the 72? Where's he currently at? Here he is. He's back in the 20th position. He's back here with a couple of other chasers too. Levi McIntyre and James Qualls. Now this could be strategy, just hanging back, waiting for something to happen, or it may have been a result of that whole checkup we saw, and now they're trying to regroup and bounce back. One other driver I think we should check is Dylan Poteet. We saw he had gotten the wall earlier on, and apparently that must have done something to his car. He is currently running in the 30th position right now, all by his lonesome. So yet another chaser encountering problems here tonight in Dylan Poteet. Just added to the list of other drivers that have not been able to have good luck here tonight in the first race of the chase. How about Trent Dunham? We haven't talked about him. Right now 29th, running with fellow chaser Makoto Iguchi. So he's running just barely ahead of Dylan Poteet. These guys need a caution. Ralph Mason back here. No hood. Zach Buchanan, no hood. There's Cole Daly. Isaac Canepa, who we saw get spun out there on that restart. Noah Hart, who was involved in that wreck. And, oh, we got a new leader. Jessica Shelton is to the point, and oh boy, she's going to catch right up to Canepa. Oh man, she almost ran him over. The 8 car nearly got pancaked there because everybody got right up on him really quickly. And now Danny Wells is getting held up by the 8 machine. And if that's not enough, there's more drivers they're going to have to contend with. Noah Hart and Cole Daly dead ahead. Maybe I should have rephrased that. Shelton going to try and go to the inside of Noah Hart. Can't do it. Now going to maybe slingshot on the high side. No. Instead is able to get to the low side. But that kind of killed her momentum. Now here comes Kyle Matthews, Joshua Balkowitz, James McLeod up here. Oh, McLeod. Wow. McLeod making the move down low underneath of Balkowitz. Not William Duncan, I'm sorry. James Silverfox was there. And Silver Fox could have very easily turned McLeod. Man, Silver Fox just barely letting McLeod in. So this is great right now for Jessica Shelton. She's got a number of non-chasers between herself and the next driver that would be a chaser, which right now would be Michael Norman, currently in the 5th position. But Norman has to pass Silver Fox, McLeod, and Matthews, but now Matthews wants to go to the bottom and go for the lead himself. And the good news for him is he's got a teammate up ahead, albeit a slower lap machine of Cole Daly, but Daly could maybe serve as a pick to help the 24 keep the lead. Who knows? And in all of this, look who's moved himself up into the top 5. 5th place right now, Chris Washer. Dodge has not been to victory lane yet this season. Chris Washer, who had 2 wins last season, Ian Dutta, who had 2 wins last season, neither one of them have been to victory lane yet this season. Still looking for Dodge's first win of Season 9. And pit stops are taking place. Pit stops are happening. So while pit stops are happening, we're going to take a quick commercial break and come right back and reset the field after the cycle of green flag pit stops here tonight at Daytona. Welcome back here. I apologize for that brief break that we had to take there, but you didn't really miss a whole lot. Just about everybody has come to pit road, completing green flag pit stops here. As we're watching Kyle Matthews, I'm not certain if he's going to be cycling around as the leader or not. A couple of drivers are just now coming off pit road, including James Qualls, who now has some rear end damage on the back of his machine. Megan Atkins has also completed her pit stop. Not rightly sure who is scored as the leader at the current moment. Oh, Jessica Shelton is. And apparently she just made her pit stop, and it looks like she's going to probably come out as the leader still. Because a long ways back is Kyle Matthews. So I believe Shelton, after the cycle of pit stops, is going to be the leader still. And she's got some lap traffic between herself and Kyle Matthews, so I'm pretty certain is going to roll around in second once the cycle's over. Canepa now heading to pit road. So Bob Jones and Brandon Gonzalez will be the 2 cars between Shelton and Matthews, as indeed Shelton is the leader still. Let's cycle through, see where everybody's running here. Shelton the leader. I believe second is Matthews, is the lap car of Hudson, kind of messing up the tracker here. And this is actually going to be a 3-way battle for second now as Chris Washer joins the fray. He is in 3rd. 4th is James McLeod. 5th place Jacob Lawler, and 6th is William is Silver Fox rather. 7th is William Duncan. And here's a battle for 8th between Danny Wells and Dougie Shears, and then a battle for 10th behind them is right there Sean Henley, Joshua Balkowitz, Norman, John Cittadino's in this, as well as I believe that's Zachary Fitzwater and Harrison Langford. It is. Cody Lamas up here as well, and so is Levi McIntyre, and I believe Megan Atkins rounds out the top 20. Actually, she ever scored in 17th and 18th, so this would be 19th and 20th. Joshua Collard, rather, and Jake Rogers. As Isaac Canepa's coming back up on track. Is he going to give anybody room? Oh, contact! He just took out Harrison Langford! Zach Buchanan spinning. Balkowitz been collected. Look out, chasers. Canepa just completely flat out came right up in front of traffic. Langford's involved, his teammate Balkowitz and Zach Buchanan. That was somewhat uncalled for on the part of the 8, and I'll tell you who hated to see that caution, and that was right there, Jessica Shelton. She had a nice lead right there, and they probably would have been able to bunch up and run her down, but still, this is going to really bunch up the field now. Jessica Shelton not wanting to see that caution flag, and it came out, and we saw what that wreck was for. I don't think Harrison Langford and Balkowitz are going to be too happy with the young rookie out of Sega Motorsports. So now comes the big question. Would these drivers take this caution flag? They've all been to pit road already. But would they take the opportunity now with this yellow to come down pit road and maybe get some fresh Goodyears to have a bit of a rubber advantage over the leaders? Because I doubt anybody inside the top 10 is going to come to pit road, but are there anybody outside the top 10 who'd be willing to make the risk, give up the track position, and get the extra rubber Let's see if anybody makes the indication to pit road. Looking all the way back through the top 20, back to Collard and Lamas and Dutta, and nobody is coming. So everybody decided that that pit stop was the last pit stop they're going to make. And now under our... This is our... what is it? Second caution? I believe it is. And so we're under the caution for the second time here tonight. So let's take a look at a replay of what happened. Isaac Canepa didn't get a caution when he spun, but he caused a caution here tonight at Daytona. Now let's watch this. Watch the red car down the inside. That's Isaac Canepa. He had just made a pit stop, and he's down there on the yellow line at this point, but just watch when he then comes up, and they're double wide behind him. Why he came up, I don't know. And Langford just, Langford didn't run him over. He tried to shoot the gap to get through there, but where's he supposed to go? He's got Buchanan to his high side. Canepa squeezing him up. And, oh, right there is where Bulkowitz gets turned around. He got hit from behind by Levi McIntyre. So yet another chaser tonight gets involved in trouble. And, oh, man, I don't know how Collard avoided Levi McIntyre. I thought he was going to get collected in that. James Qualls, another chaser right behind this as well. Look at Ian Dutta. Completely full speed ahead through there. Man, that was a rather gutsy drive through for that 66. But there you see the lap machine of Buchanan, and then two teammates out of Rogers V8 Performance Motorsports, Bulkowitz and Harrison Langford. And Langford, I think, is going to have some choice words for Isaac Canepa after this one, because Langford was running so well here tonight, and was en route, I think, to a possible top 10 finish, maybe even a win. I mean, he was just up there all night long. But that's the reason for the caution. Let's head back now for the restart. Getting ready to go back to green flag race, and I'll tell you, there are a number of drivers who are very happy to have seen that caution flag come out. Makoto Iguchi, Dylan Poteet, Trent Dunham, they were running way back, even after the cycle of pit stops. And now they're bunched back up with an opportunity to, maybe in a span of 7 laps, which is what we're going to have left to go when we hit the stripe, to be able to get back up to the front, or at least leave Daytona with a decent finish. But a number of chasers have had problems here tonight. Joshua Michaels out of the race. Cole Daly, Nathan Hudson, several laps down after a pit road incident. And now, as we saw, Levi McIntyre with a bit of damage, as he is the last car on the lead lap in the 29th position. Drivers that are out of the race after that, looks like we have one driver that has retired. Oh no, he hasn't retired. Harrison Langford, he actually was caught on the apron and could not refire the car. He had to teleport to pit road. He's currently scored 2 laps down. I believe Isaac Canepa still is on track. Zach Buchanan is still on track. They are many laps down. And then Ralph Mason, Brandon Gonzalez, Bob Jones, drivers who got involved in the earlier incident here tonight, and Noah Hart as well, all are a lap down. So 29 drivers still on the lead lap. Where are the chasers going to restart? Well, Jessica Shelton restarts as the leader. Then you got to go back to Jacob Lawler in 7th. Henley, the pole sitter, is in 10th. Michael Norman's 11th. 12th, John Cittadino. Collard in 15th. James Qualls will restart 18th. Dylan Young in 20th. And then for the rest of the chasers on the lead lap, Sean Galligan restarts 24th. Makoto Iguchi 26th. Trent Dunham 27th. Dylan Poteet 28th. And 29th, Levi McIntyre. As the green flag comes back out, Jessica Shelton had the slower lap car of Cole Daly right behind her due to it being less than 10 to go on this restart. So Kyle Matthews having to try and get around his teammate first before he can concentrate on trying to run down Jessica Shelton. James McLeod there, James Silverfox, they're all trying to get around Daly. Daly, I don't know, is Daly up to speed? I don't think he's quite up to speed, but he's almost. He's not too far away from full song. But Kyle Matthews finally gets around on the high side, and now right on the back bumper of Jessica Shelton for the lead. Inside line starting to move, and in that inside line is another chaser, and that is Jacob Lawler in the 5. Meanwhile, these guys have broken away from Sean Henley and company. I think they might have, I don't know, who'd they get held up by? Possibly Bob Jones in the 27. He's still holding up some drivers back there. Hudson is a lap down, but he's trying to go underneath of Sean Henley. That wouldn't be for position, because Hudson is currently 3 laps down. Henley, though, going to get eaten up by that pack of cars right behind him, though, very, very quickly. As back up at the front, new leader, Kyle Matthews, has gotten around Jessica Shelton. Right now, this is a good opportunity for both Shelton and Lawler, the fact that they're in a rather large pack, and it's quite a distance back to that second pack, which has now caught both Henley and Hudson. So with 5 laps to go as they hit the stripe, does that second group have enough time to catch up as McLeod got the wall, almost came down into the passenger side door of Jacob Lawler, but they do keep it together and we are still green. Now it's Matthews, then Danny Wells, then Jessica Shelton, then it's Chris Washer, William Duncan. Out of all the drivers up here inside this lead group, only 3 of them have been to victory lane already this season, and that's Shelton, Lawler, and Cole Daly, but Daly is not on the lead lap. James McLeod starting to lose touch with that lead group there after he had gotten the wall, as we saw. That may end up taking him out of this equation. Our Mobile One Cup Series race ended up finishing with a 1-lap shootout. Like to have this race under green if we could. Don't really want to see a caution as now Danny Wells recruits Chris Washer down low. He's going to go to the point. We had quite a dominance of Tweenix cars up here at the front early on with Henley, Wells, and James McLeod. Henley has lost the draft. McLeod has now lost the draft. It's now up to Danny Wells as the lone Tweenix car up here in this lead pack. But look who he's got behind him. Chris Washer in a Dodge. You got William Duncan in a Ford. And you still got a chance for Audi up here with James Silverfox in the 41. Audi has won at least one race every season for the past 2 seasons since they debuted at NNSCRA. They haven't been to victory lane yet this season at all. Silverfox could change that here tonight, as Chris Washer and William Duncan, a Dodge and a Ford, put together a strong 2-car tandem here, trying to run down the Chevrolet of Danny Wells with about 2.5 laps to go. Don't count out those chasers, too. Jessica Shelton right there in the 4th position, behind the lap machine of Cole Daly, and now Jacob Lawler goes 3 wide for 5th, underneath Kyle Matthews, his teammate, and James Silverfox. If it comes down to it, Cole Daly could play dividends for Lawler as a teammate out of Hendrick Daly Motorsports, but 2 more laps to go. Danny Wells leads. Then it's William Duncan second. Then it's the lap car of Cole Daly. Then 3rd place Jessica Shelton. Out of the 8 cars in this lead pack, 7 are on the lead lap. And only 2 of those lead cars have been to victory lane yet this season. It's 2 chasers, Shelton who won at Dega, and Lawler who won at Tres Riveras. So the odds are not in favor of a driver in the chase winning the race and moving on to the next round, but this is Daytona. A lot can happen in 4 corners. Here they come out of turn number 4. White flag is in the flagman's hands. It's Danny Wells, William Duncan, lap car of Daly, Shelton trying to move by to get up here. Now she's going to go underneath. She's in the 3rd position, going to try and catch William Duncan and Danny Wells, the front 2. Kyle Matthews has now moved up there as well, into the 4th position. Jacob Lawler now working with his teammate down low in 5th. Danny Wells going to do a lot of mirror driving. Can he hold off the Ratchet and Clank Ford out of young Duncan Motorsports of William Duncan? William Duncan, kind of lacking for drafting partners right now, moves up to try and get a little bit of draft off Shelton. Now Shelton gets dive bombed by Kyle Matthews. Coming out of turn 4 for the final time, about a car length and a half advantage for Danny Wells. He's just got to block if he can, doesn't even have to. Tweenix Racing started on the pole, and Tweenix Racing's going to win tonight. Danny Wells picks up his first win of the season in the Snickers Cup Series, taking the Subway Firecracker. Oh, I'm sorry, this isn't Subway Firecracker. This is the Coca-Cola 400. Wow, big fail. The Coke Zero 400. So Mountain Dew wins at a Coke-sponsored race. And look who they came up on there in the final stages. Isaac Canepa. Ugh, that would have been a nasty situation. But Danny Wells will pick up his first win of the season. He's been having such a great season, so consistent, but he just was not able to find victory lane, and now, too little too late, but a win is still a win. Danny Wells picks up the victory here tonight at Daytona, and that means no chasers advance into the next round because none of them won. It was a non-chaser winning here tonight. But it's going to be good points night for both Jessica Shelton and Jacob Lawler, no doubt about that. So Danny Wells with the victory here tonight. I'm trying to remember the last win Danny Wells had. And I'm not, right off the top of my head, remembering where it was. I'm not sure if he won last season. I may be incorrect in it, but it's not entering into my mind if he did win last season. Anyways, though, Danny Wells with the victory. Why don't we find out where the rest of our chasers officially finished tonight? You got Jessica Shelton finishing the highest of the chasers tonight in 4th. Jacob Lawler was right behind her in 5th. Joshua Collard, quite a comeback there for that Mitsubishi, 9th place tonight. And then you had John Cittadino just sneak his way into the top 10. Sean Henley started on the pole. He'll finish 12th tonight. Michael Norman was 13th. James Qualls, he had a damaged car, but he still finished in 17th. Dylan Young was in 20th. Makoto Iguchi 22nd. Dylan Poteet finished 24th. Sean Galligan 25th. Trent Dunham in 27th, and 28th was Levi McIntyre. That was the last of the chasers to finish on the lead lap. Out of the chasers that didn't finish on the lead lap, Cole Daly finished 3 laps down in 34th. Nathan Hudson 3 laps down in 35th. And then only driver in the chase to retire out of the race was Joshua Michaels in the 39th position. So Cole Daly, Nathan Hudson, Dylan Poteet, Trent Dunham, Makoto Iguchi, and Joshua Michaels, they could all be in a bit of trouble. Sean Galligan in that list as well, as that's going to be quite a cluster to be trying to battle for those transfer spots when we pack it all up and head next week to Chicagoland. It's going to be a great race there. Hope you'll tune in for that. We're going to be having Trucks, Mobile, and Snickers action from that race before we head to Homestead Miami Speedway for those 3 series, and that will be our first of 4 eliminator rounds in the chase for the championship. So Danny Wells is going to be the Tweenix Racing driver that will go to victory lane. He's the 3rd Tweenix driver to win this season as well. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race. If you did, give this video a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. Here comes your official full finishing results, overall points gained, and rookie points, as well as your chase points heading into next week. Be sure to follow the NNSCRA on social media, Facebook and Twitter. Links are in the description. As you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. He made very quick work. Whoa, look out! Oh, what a save! Dougie Shears just got turned by the lap machine of Charles Sanford, but now he's got left side damage. But he still opens up his distance. He still keeps a distance between himself and second place McCurry. But all that ground he gained, he just lost right there. But what a save!